I think most individuals would agree that the ferrocerium rod is one of the most important fire starting tools for the modern woodsman today. There's a couple things though we can do to our ferrocerium rod to prep it before we go out into the field to set ourselves up for better success. First thing I always like to tell everybody to do is put some type of lanyard on your ferrocerium rod, and there's two reasons for this. Number one, you can wear it like this. So in deep snow, if that thing would slip out of your hand, it's just going to be caught on your wrist and not fall down. That way you're not digging around. Or at nighttime, if you're in some type of situation with no headlamp and all you have is your fire starter, if this thing rolls away, there's a good chance you can lose it. Where if it's on your wrist, yet again, you can't, because it's going to just hang there. The second reason to put this lanyard onto your ferrocerium rod is that it can act as a tinder source. I see a lot of guys, they'll put paracord or some type of nylon line on as a lanyard, but that's a downfall. Whenever I tell people to put this lanyard on, I tell them to make it of natural material. So jute, or this is actual tarred marline. And natural materials can be broken down and created into a bird's nest. And it gives us another tinder source to strike our ferrocerium rod into and ignite and procure fire. So it's real important to think about that when you're setting up your rod. The second thing you want to think about is putting some tape on your ferrocerium rod. Number one, this tape acts as a nice handle, so when you're pushing and pulling, you have somewhere good to grip on. Second, it also acts as a repair item, so if any of your gear is broken or becomes damaged in the field, there's a good chance you can use some of this duct tape to mend it just until you can get back to base camp or get back home to actually fix it proper. So that's a great resource to have. The other thing is having some of this tape on. This also works as a tinder source. You can pull very small strips of this apart and create a bird's nest the same fashion and strike that. It will ignite the tape and burn for a while, giving us another tinder source. Or we can actually take some of this tape off and create shavings off our ferrocerium rod, allow them to gather on the tape, and then ignite that, and it's keeping everything in a nice contained bundle. So that's the best way I found to set up your ferrocerium rod before traveling in the outdoors, and it sets you up for success in the long term. This was Dan Wowak with Cold Cracker Bushcraft. You can check us out at coldcrackerbushcraft.com, and if you haven't already, please click below and subscribe. And until the next video, stay in the woods, guys.